Hi and welcome to Outwell. Here I'm going to talk you through the features of our Vermont LP from our premium collection. You can see that it's a large tunnel design tent and it's aimed to sleep up to 6 people. With it being in our premium collection, you'll find the fly sheet we're using on here is our Outex 5000. This is a polyester material which has been PU coated on the inside. It has fully taped seams and a hydrostatic head of 5,000mm, making it completely waterproof. The frame that we're using on here from front to back is utilising these steel poles, so obviously very strong and very stable as well. Each pole from front to back is also identical, so when it comes to pitching, it really is very simple to put together. Some other features that we have on here, we have our innovative Outwell wind stabiliser system, and we'll just show you how that works. So we have these Velcro tabs which are directly attached onto the fly sheet. These then just get wrapped around the pole and secured in place with the other Velcro tab there. You'll find that we then have one at the top and at the bottom of every pole, which is where our guy lines are attached, and when that's pegged out, it pulls the entire fly sheet against the frame of the tent, making it much more stable and making it able to be used even in strong wind conditions. All of the guy lines themselves are our luminous Outwell guy lines, so that's going to stop you from tripping over them quite as easily. And you will find that each guy line has its own retainer, so when it comes to packing down the tent, we can wrap up the guy lines in our hand and pop them in here so that the next time we use them, they're easily accessible. Something else that we use on here is our easy pegging system. Now this is where we supply you with 3 different styles of peg with the tent. So we have our solid steel pegs here, which are used for the corners of the tent for anchor pegs. We then have the luminous plastic peg for all of the luminous guy lines, and we have the black plastic peg for all of the other pegging points around the tent. And that really just ensures that you're going to get the right peg in the right place. Some other features then, we have large ventilation panels down the side and around the back of the tent. This is going to allow cool, fresh air into the tent on warmer days. If it does get a little bit too chilly, we can just get rid of these quite simply like so. You'll notice that we have lots of large windows around the tent as well. And one thing to point out here is that each window has been tinted, and that serves 2 key functions. One is to reduce the amount of glare from the sunshine, and also give you much more privacy as well. You can then see around the front of the tent that we have these mud valances, and these are just here to allow water to run off of the fly sheet and away from the inside of the tent. When we get round to the front door, you can see that it's certainly a full walk-in height tent, and it's certainly a good size for you to get all of your storage and furniture and things like that into the tent as well. A nice feature here is that these 2 panels next to the open door here have zips along the side, so these actually can be rolled up and toggled away as we have done with the middle door, and then the next panels along can be rolled back, and that would create a large open front to the tent. So what you'll notice is we're now into the panorama room, and that's called that because it's curved all the way around the front, and you'll find that each panel then has its own individual window. If you want a little bit more privacy, or just to reduce the amount of sunshine coming through, then each window has its own curtain. You can see here that these can be zipped into place, so you can choose just exactly how much light you're letting in, or obviously you can fully close them as well. Some other features on the inside here, you'll see that on either side of us we have these hanging rails, so great if you have your kitchen unit in place or things like this, or for wet clothing, these can be used for that. The ground sheet that we're using in this area is a detachable ground sheet which just toggles into position, and it's a very durable, tough material. It's a double coated polyethylene. It's going to last a good long time, and it has a hydrostatic head of at least 10,000mm. The ground sheet then in the living area is exactly the same material. The difference in here is that it's fully sewn in all the way around, so hopefully it's going to keep out those unwanted bugs and keep out the drafts and things like this as well. The front area and the rear area is separated by this large dividing wall here, and you can see that we have quite a substantial mesh ventilation panel on here, and there is a curtain behind this which we just have rolled away so you can close this over. A nice feature on this wall is that it can be fully opened just by use of the zips, creating one large space, or obviously you can close it over completely as well. When we step back into the main living section of the tent, you're certainly aware of just how much space there is in here. I'm around 1.95 m tall, and you can see above me I have plenty of headroom, and there's lots of space in here for furniture and chairs and storage and things like this. There's additional storage supplied with the tent with the use of this wardrobe here, and in here we can see that we also have another hanging rail as well. Other features in here, we actually have 2 more entrances, each of which again have a large window on here with its zipped curtain. The nice thing here is that we can roll this door up on the outside and drop down the mesh panel, again to help with ventilation, and it's the same on the door on the other side. We then have a lantern hanging point at the top of the tent here, and leading away from that you then have some cable tidies which run down to our cable entry point, and that allows you to bring in electrics into the tent without having to have any cables coming in through any open doors. At the back of the tent is where you'll find our bedrooms, and as I said earlier, this tent can sleep up to 6 people. These bedrooms come pre-attached, and you can see that the way they are attached to the fly sheet is with our wave-shaped hanging point system. What this does is it takes any stress point off of the seam at the top of the bedrooms, ensuring that these are hung in place securely. Other features then, you can see that we have plenty of storage pockets on the outside here, and we also have some detailed finishes to the likes of our zips here with this double piping, which is colour coded with the rest of the tent, but also in a more functional manner. You can see just how easy it is to open and close the zips because the piping stops the zip from catching on any material. You'll then just see on here that the doors of the bedrooms also have mesh panels, again great for ventilation, or you have curtains behind these if you want a little bit more privacy. Another feature here then is that we have our universal bedroom, so you can get rid of the smaller of the two bedrooms simply just by unclipping around the top. And if we did that all the way around the front and all the way around the back and take the zips in between here, you see that this would just drop down completely, and then we can just roll that away and clip it into place, leaving yourself with one big bedroom and even more living space within the tent. Some of the features inside the bedroom then, you'll see that we have some storage pockets on the inside which are ideal for smaller personal belongings. We also have a low light window enabling you to see outside without having to leave the bedroom, and there's a large mesh panel on the back which corresponds to outside ventilation. You'll also just see here that we have this large sheet of material which fully zips closed between the two bedrooms, or obviously this can be opened up to create one large bedroom. Optional extras for this tent include a carpet for the living area here. There's also a footprint available for under the tent, and there's a side awning available for this tent as well. So that's all the features of our Vermont LP. Thank you very much for watching.